The feeling of stagnation, like not improving, that sort of feelings we having, right? Even though we are practicing each and every day. Okay.
No, no. I mean, from my own personal experience, I would love to tell you something. Especially when you are upskilling yourself with anything, it could be language learning, communication learning, whatever learning you are basically doing in your life. Sometimes actually you should accept some kind of challenge. It could be a challenge between you and you. It could be a challenge of any topic discussion with somebody. It could also be a certain challenge of any giving any speech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you continuously do exactly the same process, so quite naturally after a certain point of time, you will not feel good until and unless you are giving yourself some kind of new challenges. I'm not saying that you just go and perform on the stage. It's not like that. But if you bring some new spices, so you will feel good, and that particular feeling will also like motivate you to a certain extent to excel your level to the next step. And the second thing is, this is why our coach, for example, every single day we were doing the practice, practice, practice. After a certain point of time, we also requested our coach that coach every single day we're doing only practice. Okay, do one thing, take us to a certain place, and we will play against a real team. Who are the real team, so that we can check that how much capable we have become. So
Mm.
accordingly, he used to take us in different areas, like 30 kilometers away, 50 kilometers away, sometimes on train, sometimes on bus. Then we actually realized that we had a lot of gaps, and we improved a lot in different areas of our like industries.
This same thing happened with us. For example, if you're having conversation with a very sophisticated speaker, right, then the way you talk, the way you handle their questions, everything going to let you know that how much practice you're pouring into, right? So it is, I believe like it's very, it's very general experience everybody's, I think, going through. And yeah, it takes time. Like we have to go
Yeah.
on the one pace. And if you have time, then you just utilize it maximum.
Yes, yes. And another thing that actually matters a lot whenever you're having a conversation with somebody, that how involved you are in that call.
Mm.
Generally, I'm talking about my experience. When I'm talking to you, for example, I'm trying to focus on each and everything what you are saying. But sometimes when I talk to a general person and that person talks a lot of like bullshit kind of things, I'm not able to even concentrate on the particular conversation because of the level of conversation he has, or a random like trash talk that particular person is doing. So that's why when you go to England, you understand and you speak English very fluently. You also learn very, fast,
Mhm.
because you are surrounded by only the native speakers.
It
On
is.
the other hand, just look at, like India. So here we live in the village or city. We are not surrounded by only the English communicated people. So that's why it basically requires a lot of time to properly understand as well as to properly speak
Mhm.
with like full accuracy. And
Yeah.
so I think actually, as you have been practicing a lot, because I have gone through exactly the same period, even though I also got a little deviated from my actual track due to my job, because money is something that's one of the most important necessities of our human life these days,
Mm.
right? So that made me a little deviated, but yes, I know how to come back to my actual flow. I have to give more time, more effort, more dedication, I mean,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So let's see how much I can do.
Okay, so how do you get rid of the boredom? Because of nowadays you're working in a office, right? Like MNC, I don't know what is it called. Okay, MNC company, right? Okay, so you're working in a MNC company. It's kind of office kind of scenario, right? You're working, okay, and when you come back to your home, it's sort of buildings only, right? Like you don't have any grounds where you can go with your friends, right? So how do you manage your boredom?
Actually, this is a very realistic question. I mean, I have this particular thought always in my mind. When I come back from my office, because I'm away from my family and friends, right? So when I come back to my room, so I always see in total we have four beds in the room. Three beds are always empty. I'm the single person who comes and gets into the room. There is nobody to talk, and the other three like boys who are living with me, they are Telugu people. Okay, they talk in Telugu, and I literally don't understand what they talk.
Mhm.
So that creates a, it's not a kind of disappointment, but definitely it is a kind of a boredom that how I'm going to invest my time. You will not believe the previous week on my week off, I was trying to watch a movie. I started watching that particular movie. After 20 minutes, I feel so bored. I felt so bored that I stopped watching that particular movie and started thinking, what the fuck should I do right now
Okay.
to get rid of this particular boredom? Because that was also very hot outside. I was not able to go outside to the hill station. I was not able to go out to the roadside area. So that made me literally think in a very practical way that when this is an important time, every single moment is important, but how I'm going to invest this particular moment? Because if you watch movies, if you watch motivational videos, if you watch English videos, after a certain point of time you will feel tedious, natural.
Mhm.
So in that particular moment, what I'm supposed to do, I always try to read books at least 2 to 3 pages. Okay, this is what I do,
But
and I go to the
it's see,
rooftop.
I feel you like I'm also habitual of reading book, but 1 hour, okay. After 1 hours of reading, I feel very bored. Okay, like I have kind of stamina of reading for 1 or 2 maximum 2 hours I read, but after that I feel that I literally want to go outside. Okay, and whenever I go outside, so I have to use some money, spend some money on stuff. It could be like tea, it could be some breakfast or like snacks. You know, so I believe like
Yeah.
I kind of converting boredom into spending money. Okay, how am I trying to get rid of my boredom if I'm not able to spend money on the stuff? Okay, going outside, eating biryani or something like that. So I feel I'm not able to get rid of my boredom. Okay, so this is my bad habit these days. Like in order to get rid of my boredom, I am I'm spending lots of money on stuffs. Okay, I don't know. It is.
But I think uh, this is something what I feel basically, to get rid of the boredom, especially in a city where you are completely alone, without your family. So you have to get out of your room, bro. If you stay inside your room, within 2 to 3 months, actually, you will fall sick. You will definitely fall sick in fever or anything. So that's why on my week off, I always prefer to go outside to different malls, sometimes in a nearby temple, sometimes swimming pool, sometimes the hilly regions, so that at least to a certain extent, I make myself feel that I have something to live.
Mhm.
I have a reason to make money, right? So you have a reason. You should have a proper reason to make money. If you're making only money, you're doing your work. Then after a certain period of time, you will literally feel that, for what reason I'm making the money? I'm not enjoying my life. I'm only fucking working for a certain company. They are making money
Mhm.
out of my head using my knowledge and talent. And I'm making the money, but I'm not investing the money for my happiness, for my mental peace, right? So then what is the point of it?
Actually, there are merit and demerits of spending time. Okay, like in your house alone, on your own, or a very less friends, right? Pros and cons are there, and we have to be very wise how we are going to manage that kind of boredom. Otherwise, you will have that kind of depression, right? You will go into depression. So I think going out it's one of the best way to handle this depression sort of things, right? Like boredom. Okay, go out. Even though you have a less friend, just observe other people. Go to hilly areas. Go to the temples or have good food. There are plenty of places surrounded by us. Okay, and yeah, that is what I do. Like I have scooty, I go and travel here and there. Even though I don't talk too much to people, but still I like to watch them. I like to try different stuff like a food item or ice cream. So this is how I'm able to entertain myself.
So you are these days you are entertaining yourself with foods, not with girls, not with any other things.
Yeah.
Come on,
But
bro.
okay, another question: how much money would you have? Then you will be happy. Generally, how much money will you have? Then you'll feel happy.
I think a huge amount of money is not important.
Okay.
If somebody has, that's okay. But in my opinion, 1 lakh rupee, like 1 to 2 lakh rupees per month is pretty much okay to live a happy life.
Mhm.
Okay, but the most important thing is you are making money and how you are investing that particular money and for what you are investing the money.
Mhm.
That is the most important thing because I have seen a lot of people, who are very much happy even like 20,000 rupees a month or 30,000 rupees a month. On the other hand, I've seen people who make even 20 lakh rupees per month. Even after that, they have a lot of like family issues and they have a lot of, you know, disease in their house. to like different people's body. So I think the real happiness is literally understand what makes you feel happy and how you are basically doing those things, which are giving you mental peace and satisfaction every single day. Because if you want to like properly define the meaning of happiness, so it depends on person to person.
Mm.
Some people are smoking, they are feeling happy. Some people, they are eating something. For example, drinking tea, they are also feeling happy. So understanding what makes you happy and doing all those things actually which can make your heart feel with a lot of happiness and joy. I think this is something that can make you really happy.
Okay.
And there is another thing. Do not look at the life of other people, that how they are living their life, how much happy their life is,
Hmm.
where they are basically moving here and there, they're traveling here and there. If you just try to, because it will create a certain level of comparison between you and the rest of the world. And that comparison will certainly take away the happiness from you. Because you cannot compare with anybody, right?
I mean, from my point of view, okay, I don't want to work. Okay, means suppose if I have like 50 crore rupees or 100 crore rupees in my account, so I will getting keep interest on them, compound interest. Okay, so I don't have to work. I'll be traveling here and there, just enjoying my life, and that I believe I'll be keep reading books. I don't want this kind of obligation that you must work for living. Okay, surviving purpose. No, I don't want to have that kind of mindset. I mean, we have to work because right now we don't have another option, right? Options. But I want to live that sort of life when I don't have to work at all. Okay, I'll be traveling and traveling, enjoying my life, entire life. Okay.
Mm. So if you literally actually want to travel only, for example, if you want to ride your bike, you want to enjoy your life. So you have like two to three actually very good professions, which you can choose. So the first profession is a kind of tourism guide. Second is you have a scooty, right? So you can go to a certain city and just try for like Rapido and Uber kind of like riders. They also go from one place to another place. You can just take a little bit of time. For example, you have made only around 2,000 rupees per day. Now you still have like 2 to 3 hours. In these 3 hours, you can also roam around the city to different places, temples, and the places which you appreciate.
Mhm.
Right? That will give you money, bro. That will also give you kind of a lot of real life experience with the people.
Or find a treasure.
Uh, you want to find a treasure about what? You want to find a treasure of like
Gold,
Shahjahan,
gold.
gold.
Okay.
Then
For example,
then
if I
then you
find
should go
like
to Amazon.
1 ton of gold, okay, 1 ton of gold, then what you will do?
Do you think that actually if you get 1 ton of gold, do you think that you will be able to properly use that? The
Yeah.
government will certainly take away.
First of all, yeah, government will interrupt. Okay. Okay. Government will come and I will give you like a 10%. I will be okay. Okay, give me 10%. I'll be happy with that. Imagine 1 ton of gold and government will give 10%, means too much money without reducing any amount, right? Like they will give you without tax free money.
Sorry.
So what would be your
Yeah,
dream
but
city to work?
what?
What would be your dream country or city to work?
Whoa. If you have country to work, my dream city. It's a very difficult question, because I haven't traveled a lot of cities. So let me think. Give me just 30 seconds. Very difficult question, bro.
You're not able to answer it.
No, no, actually I'll answer, but it will take time because I do not have that much idea about like different cities, their working culture, the happiness level, how happy the people are. But actually, I would like to work in one of the cities in New Zealand. One day I was watching like one of the, I don't know about the name, but whatever city it is, one of the like big and beautiful city in New Zealand. New Zealand is a place that is inhabited by very less amount of people. Only I think 1 crore people in a big like country like New Zealand. And New Zealand itself is an island country that is very very much far away from the rest of the world. And the country is naturally very beautiful. A lot of mountains are there, and from the beginning of my life, so I love mountains a lot. So I would love to visit different places. In New Zealand, I would like to work only for 8 hours. And the remaining 6 7 hours, I would like to travel, around the city or in the hillside region as well to make me really really happy. Yeah, that's it. I really do not like the congestion that much. That's why I came here from Mumbai to Hyderabad only because
Mhm.
of that. Because Mumbai was so much congested that I was not able to breathe properly, inside the train.
Okay.
And somebody
Mhm.
just punched me on my face, and I didn't realize who was the person
Okay.
because there were more than 20 people.
Okay. I'm going to give you hypothetical situation. Okay. Imagine you're going to be one of the famous person of the world. Okay, like a Michael Jackson. Okay, what would be your attitude then? Like, very famous, equal to Michael Jackson. Like, then what would be your attitude like? I mean, how would you treat your neighbors, your fan? Like, how would your life would change?
Okay. Yes, certainly I will answer this question.
You haven't thought about it, becoming a famous person.
Yes.
This sort of questions pops up in my mind. Like becoming very famous, becoming very rich, richy rich, and how am I going to tackle the fame come with it?
Hmm. Okay. If I become very rich and kind of very famous kind of celebrity overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, there will be a lot of changes. Externally there will be a lot of changes in my life
Hmm.
because if you are a supermodel or a superstar, so you will have your bodyguards, you will have your securities, you will have your own car, and when you go outside, so you will be surrounded by a lot of people to take selfies and all this stuff. So externally, I'll have a lot of things, especially in terms of my security. So I would love to have really good security as well along with me wherever I go. And second thing, actually, I love giving autographs, because I'm not that much famous that I can give autograph to somebody. But if I become really famous overnight, so I would love to at least give 10, 20 like autographs every single day to all of my fans and
Okay.
well wishers. And I would love to visit, because if I become famous, so quite natural, I'll have a lot of money, right? So with that money, I would love to visit all the wonderful places of India right now. I mean, especially if I talk about India,
Mhm.
different places, starting from like north to south or north to like western part of India. But internally, if I talk about the way I live my life, so I would not love to change my life very much internally. If I talk about the basic or fundamental things which I have in my life, just like waking up, brushing my teeth. But I would like to wear some kind of fashionable clothes, branded kind of clothes because I have a lot of money. But the basic things I will never change. If I talk about the food, so I would like to add only some fruits and a little bit of more protein in my food. It's not like very much lavish because I always prefer to have those food which are less spicy and have more water content. Especially I love fruits. That is why just like mango, watermelon, and multiple different kind of fruits as well. Yeah, but that's it. That's it. And I would like to buy one private jet as well.